Hello my dear students, good afternoon. Now we will discuss about benzene diazonium salts. Actually, benzene diazonium salts means C6H5. So diazonium salts means alkyl with nitronium chloride or bromide like that, and C6H5, and here you will get N triple bond N and N plus and Cl minus. Actually, this is called benzene diazonium chloride. Diazonium salts means aliphatic means R N2 plus and Cl minus like this. Okay, so this is alkyl nitronium. Okay, so benzene diazonium. Azo means N2 plus. Okay, azo means N2 and positive charge is there. So onium, diazonium salts actually. So preparation you know already C6H5. So first preparation of this benzene diazonium chloride like that. Okay, benzene diazonium chloride preparation, let's see. So very simple. So C6H5 NH2, C6H5 NH2. Aniline when you are reacting with NaNO2 plus HCl, NaNO2 plus HCl at 0 to 5 degrees Celsius. You know this already. Okay, or else with HNO2. Phenol you are having, if it is aliphatic, you know this already, like CH3 and CH2 when react with NaNO2 plus HCl at 0 to 5 degrees Celsius or 273 to 278 Kelvin if they given, then you are getting CH3, CH2 and N2 plus and Cl minus. Further on hydrolysis you are having CH3, CH2, OH. Do you remember this? The same reaction directly we learn like this. CH3, CH2 when react with HNO2. So these two when combine, HNO2 will form, I said. Do you remember? So here the intermediate will be this ethyl isonium chloride, but here directly you can write and CH3, CH2, OH. But for benzene, this carbon and nitrogen has a double bond character. So phenol won't form directly. Further hydrolysis required more strongly. Okay, so now what you will get here C6H5 and here N triple bond N plus and Cl minus. So this we discussed already. So this nitrogen is there, no? Here this nitrogen. So this nitrogen will form bond with this nitrogen. So N triple bond N and this Cl minus, or else HNO2 will react. Understood? So these two we are taking and these two combining and forming HNO2, and HNO2 with NH2 you are getting this N triple bond N plus and Cl minus. This is benzene diazonium chloride preparations. Okay sir. So next we will discuss about some properties of this benzene diazonium chloride. Okay. Next, properties of diazonium salts. Actually, you know this most important reaction, that is Sand-Meyer's reaction and Gutterman reaction. Why I am saying you know already, haloalkanes and haloarenes preparation I was given by using this Sand-Meyer reaction. See what I was given there, C6H5, this N2 plus and Cl minus when react with some HCl like that and copper chloride or Cu2C, cuprous chloride by HCl. Cuprous chloride by HCl when react with benzene diazonium chloride, just forget about the remaining and you will get C6H5 and N2 you will be there, no, there is no nitrogen, and just you will have just chlorine, chlorobenzene you are having plus N2 you are having, that's it. If you are using HBr like that, C6H5 and N2 plus Cl minus, and when you are using HBr and copper CuBr2 or Cu2Br2, cuprous bromide, or simply CuBr also correct. Then what you will get, and small heating, then you will get bromobenzene C6H5Br plus N2. So this Cl will go as HCl afterwards. Okay. If you are using cyanide C6H5 N2 plus and Cl minus, and when you are using CuCN copper cyanide, then you will get C6H5 Cn, you will get cyanide. Okay, so cuprous chloride, cuprous bromide, cuprous cyanide, then N2, and here chlorine will remove with copper. CuCl will be removed there. Understood? Same reaction if you are using instead of Cu to Cl2, then the reaction is called Getterman reaction. What is that reaction called? Same but Getterman's reaction. What is Getterman reaction? So in previous, as it is, these reactions are called Sandmeyer reactions. Write down. First Sandmeyer reactions, write down. Then put heading Getterman's reaction. Very simple. In Getterman reaction, here what we have take, we have to take copper, that's it. Here copper by HCl, copper by HBr, like that. This reaction is not a Getterman reaction. So cyanide substitution is not Getterman reaction. So first three what we written, Sandmeyer, those write down. Then Getterman reaction, put heading and write down these two reactions. Okay, so disonium chloride with HCl and copper, chlorobenzene. Disonium salt with HBr and copper, bromobenzene. Okay, so these two preparations are or properties comes under Getterman reaction, chlorobenzene and bromobenzene. If very simple, copper they given, Getterman. Copper chloride means cuprous chloride or cuprous bromide or cuprous cyanide if they given, then they are called Sandmeyer reaction. So for iodobenzene, for iodo, okay, for iodobenzene, okay, for iodobenzene, no need of all these things, just potassium C6H5 N2 plus and Cl minus, when react with Ki is enough. So simply properties, no. So Getterman reaction after, simply write down like this: reaction with potassium iodide. Potassium iodide, write down. Reaction with Ki. So no need of copper, no need of Hi, because I minus is strong nucleophile. I minus is strong nucleophile. So no need of copper and no need of Hi. Okay, so copper when required only for chlorine and bromine. Okay, so here when react with the potassium iodide, so our product is C6H5 and pi iodobenzene, and along with that and N2 and Ki we use and KCl. No need of this. N2 is the byproduct, that is very important. Okay, so benzene disonium chloride you are having, and afterwards N2 is the byproduct. Enough. N2 byproduct is enough. If you want fluorobenzene, then instead of all these things, HBF4 we have to use. Understanding what I said? HBF4 we have to use. Okay? Tetraborate. So, better know all these things with Ki and with copper by HCl, Getterman reaction. Okay? Next, if you want fluorobenzene, so we have to use HBF4. Understanding? So next is so whose properties? Disonium chloride properties. So reaction with HBF4. Okay, hydrogen tetrafluoroborate. Okay, so simply now what happens? C6H5 and here N2 plus and Cl minus, benzene disonium chloride I am taking every time, and when react with this HBF4, then what happens? First one complex you will have by the removal of this Cl minus and H plus. So Cl minus and H plus will go. Now what happens? So this HCl will go and C6H5 and N2 plus and BF4 minus. Further what happens on small heating? So you will get C6H5, one of the fluorine. Boron have 4 fluorines here. Boron valency 3 stable. So one of the F minus will come on benzene and this bond will go away. So N2 will come out and remaining with 3 fluorines BF3 will come. Boron trifluoride is a byproduct. So what happened? One of the fluorine on benzene and BF3 came and N2 removed. So fluorobenzene preparation this one. Okay. Same for this reaction C6H5, N2 plus and Cl minus when react with HBF4 and on arrow if they given NaNO2 not fluorobenzene, see you will get this product C6H5NO2 nitrobenzene you will have. If they given NaNO2 nitrobenzene, if nothing they given HBF4 and heating given fluorobenzene. So this happens and same story nitrogen will come out. So here this nitrogen will come over there, N2 will come and here also BF3 will come. Understood? So these all things are very important if you are using NaNO2 and heating, and then you will get this product. Please remember this one. Next, reaction with H3PO2. H3PO2. Okay, H3PO3 phosphorus acid. H3PO2. H3PO3 like that we have a phosphorus acids. Okay, hypophosphorus acid, phosphorus acid, metaphosphorus acid, like that you have different. So this is H3PO2 when react with Mr. Disonium salt C6H5 N2 plus and Cl minus when react with this hypophosphorus acid, then simply H3PO2, then do you know what is the product? This donate proton, that's it. It is acid. Okay, this acid donate proton, here completely this portion will remove and H. That means benzene is the product. What is the product here? Benzene is the product. Understanding? And along with that, what you have N2 plus HCl and remaining. Understood, sir? What happened here? So Cl also will combine with this HCl and remaining is this PO2 will come as phosphorus oxide. That is unnecessary. And with H3PO2 means benzene is the product. Disonium salt with H3PO2 means benzene. Benzene disonium salt, benzene disonium chloride with H3PO2 means benzene is the product. Understood? So with water next. Reaction with HBF4 over. So next we have to discuss reaction of benzene disonium chloride with whom? Water and alcohol. 2 more we have, that's it. Okay, so Sandmeyer over, Getterman over. Okay, next how to get fluorobenzene, how to get iodobenzene over. Next, reaction with water. Reaction with what, sir? Water. Then what happens, sir, means C6H5 N2 plus and Cl minus and water in presence of H plus. Then phenol is the product. Phenol. Okay. So now here the product is C6H5 and OH phenol and N2 plus HCl. For aliphatic disonium salts, when you are using H3PO2, directly alcohol you are getting. But here for this benzene disonium salts, when you are using this to this, what is the product? We are using HNO2 like that. Okay, 0 to 5 degrees. 0 to, not 50 sir, 0 to 5 degrees Celsius. C6H5. and NH2, aniline. Aniline converted to phenol means this is the process. Okay, but if ethyl alcohol given, ethanol given, CH3, CH2, NH2 given, so diazonium salt automatically converts. When react with HNO2 like this means CH3, CH2, NH2, that's it. C6H5CH2, OH you will get. Means here also diazonium salt will come, but automatically that will convert. Easy, because single bond character here between these two. But here these have a double bond character, so difficult. Okay, so last and final reaction with ROH means alcohol. Very simple. Ethers are the products. What's the product? OR will add there. So C6H5 N2 plus Cl minus means diazonium salt. When react with ROH, any methanol like that, CH3OH, C2H5OH like that, and then C6H5 and the Cl minus and H plus, Cl minus and H plus. So what happened? HCl will come out and N2 will come out. So N2 will come out, this bond will go, and OR minus. So OR here. So what is this? Ether. So alcohol. What is this? Alcohol. Any alcohol with diazonium salt, you are getting ether. Diazonium salt with ether, you are getting, diazonium salt with alcohol. What is this? With alcohol, you are getting ether. Understanding? And last and final, then organic chemistry will finish. We will enter into complex compounds. Okay, sir. So very simple thing I will explain now. So azodie formation. Maybe I given in phenols, right? Yes, I have no need to say. Phenol with benzene diazonium chloride, azodie will come with orange red precipitate, orange red color dyes will have, and same benzene diazonium chloride with aniline, you will get yellow color dye. Okay, how? So azodie formation. Azodies formation. Let's see. I given in phenols, I think so. Yes, I'm sure. So C6H5. Here you have N triple bond N and plus and Cl minus plus. Suppose phenol you have here C6H5OH. Okay. So phenol, one of the carbon has hydrogen, right? At para position. Para position hydrogen is more easy because symmetrical. Okay, that will easily remove. So HCl will remove. What will remove? HCl will remove, so that you will get this C6H5. And here you have N triple bond N and C6H5, and here you have OH like this. This is orange red color you will have. Okay, so N triple bond and azodie. Azo means N2, dyes. These are colors. The color substances are for dyes. Okay, with aniline, same reaction you can write C6H5 and N triple bond N plus. Got it? So Cl minus is removing, and you are having here Cl minus, and you are having phenol here. Aniline you are having, and same story here, hydrogen will go, and Cl minus and H plus will go, and finally you are having the product. Same story, but instead of OH, what you have there? Okay, so you are having, this bond will migrate, so double bond you are having here, and double bond here. Okay, total nitrogen has 3 bonds. And here you are having N double bond N and C6H5, and here you are having NH2. You write down please. Here NH2 you will have there. Thank you. So this is what color? Yellow. Yellow color dye you will have. Aniline. What is this? Aniline. When react with diazonium chloride, the form dye color they may ask, or the substance is, they can ask. So these are very important. So these are about diazonium salts, and actually we can start, I said in previous also I'll start complex compounds, but next freshly I'll start complex compounds. Okay, so I'll start inorganic chemistry chapters now. Only two chapters mainly there. One is P block and one is complex compounds. Okay, then 90% syllabus can be covered. And one more thing is that, as I mentioned, these chapters maybe they will include or maybe they not. But up to organic chemistry they will include, I'm sure. But that's why actually P block I have a doubt. That's why instead of P block I will start complex compounds tomorrow.